Hey YouTube, this is Itchy, and I wanted to update you on what the radiation levels were for this past weekend. This was the rainfall map of what we've had in the past week, and the big winner came in with Reno, Nevada, and Spokane, Washington. The levels between those two cities were between 300 and 450 counts per minute. Here is the graph for Spokane. Quick review, the background levels should be about 50. At 100, air quality alert should have gone out. At 300, extreme protective measures should have been taken. And as you can see on Saturday, the levels were far above that. I'm going to read you the list of cities from the EPA's own graphs. Some of them are beta and gamma. I'll indicate which. Tucson, Arizona. Beta is 200. Los Angeles, California, beta count 200. San Francisco, 200. Des Moines, Iowa, and Mason City, Iowa, 250 plus. Idaho Falls was 225 with very high gamma readings of up to 6,000. Now, gamma is the type of radiation that goes through everything. Worcester, Massachusetts, 250. Boston had high gamma readings of 4,000. Chicago, the beta count's been disabled, but the gamma readings were very high. Wichita, Kansas, high gamma. Louisville, Kentucky, high gamma. Detroit was high gamma at 3,000. Albuquerque, New Mexico, also very high gamma. And sorry, I'm skipping around here. I try to go west to east. St. Paul, Minnesota is 300 on beta counts. Billings, Montana had a high gamma of 6,000. Raleigh, North Carolina had a high gamma count of 7,000. Lincoln, Nebraska had a beta count of 300. Concord, New Hampshire had high gamma readings. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh were between 200 and 300. Pierre, South Dakota, Harrisburg, Virginia, and Charleston, West Virginia was 250. Now, I can't look at the weather and for every one of these cities, and my YouTube videos would be 2 or 3 hours long. So I took the two highest cities just to see what was going on there this weekend. It looks like Reno had some snow at high altitudes. And this is from Weather Underground. And Spokane, I couldn't really differentiate if they had had snow or not. It looks like snow is in the forecast for tonight. So all this means is people living in these areas need to be extra vigilant in their radiation mitigation. And if you know people that live in these areas, especially if they're pregnant or they have young children, please direct them to my website or my YouTube channel so they can see the videos and see what kind of cheap and easy mitigation things there are that they can do to help minimize radiation in their daily lives. There was an article that came out today on Any News where a university researcher, it looks like this was published November the 7th, was talking about radioactive rainouts and how some areas have a lot more, which is just, the luck of the draw of where it falls out, what's up in the jet stream and where it ends up landing. But what you have to remember is these graphs, these numbers that I'm giving you, is just air quality. Now, once it falls out or it rains out of the air, then it's on the ground. Then it gets blown around and it gets into the water supply. So even if your graphs are okay, if they were high over the weekend, now they're getting into other areas, and including all of our food sources. So this is what we have on tap for the next couple of days. From NOAA, this is the rainfall forecast. British Columbia, Vancouver, pretty much all of California. Again, through the Midwest here. Hopefully Potter Blog will be posting some rainfall readings for us. up into Michigan and Ontario and in Maine. And some of these readings were high. Again, Worcester, Massachusetts, and Boston were showing very high readings over the past weekend. Here's what the jet stream is doing. This is Wednesday, Thursday. Let me restart this. Okay, this is for the week. As you can see, the high rainfall areas are corresponding to the jet stream, and we still don't know with any certainty, and it'll probably be months before we find out exactly what's going on over at Fukushima right now, because that's how the information seems to leak out of there. They tell us something that's going on, and then months down the road we find that it was, 20 or 100 or 1,000 times worse than what they said. Here is Japan. This is the surf forecast through StormSurf. And don't pay attention to these red areas. This is just the wind speed. The jet stream is all of this here. And as you can see, Alaska is just getting pummeled right now, all the way from the Aleutian chain up into the southern borders, the Yukon Territory, British Columbia, and the entire Pacific Northwest, San Diego, Los Angeles. We're going to be in for a rocky ride this winter, and I'm trying to get some verification about rainfall versus snowfall in terms of radioactive fallout. And I did find a research study and a couple research studies up here. Hold on while I bring it up. Now this is what we have currently. So I mean, anywhere where you're having rain or any kind of precipitation right now, especially if it's corresponding to this jet stream, stay indoors as much as possible. Use this as a time to work around your house, clean out your closets, do things at home. Discourage your kids from doing sports, or if they do need to go outside, they're keeping their mouths covered. And before they come in the house, make sure they're removing their shoes, their outerwear. Wash the scarves that they're putting over their mouths with baking soda. You can buy Arm & Hammer laundry detergent, and I'm actually adding a cup of baking soda into the detergent on top of the wash and letting it soak for about 10 minutes before I run it. Radioactive particles bind to clay, baking soda, and activated carbon, and all of those things are really cheap and easy to get, and I would suggest that you start using them in your daily life as much as possible. I'm going to be putting out a video later on today. I've had some great input from viewers about things they're doing for mitigation, and we're going to add air filters and other things into that. I don't see where, oh, this is important to share too. My friend Ozala sent me this article about pregnant woman and fetus's disease outbreak worst in history. And if you remember anything about the listeria outbreak in cantaloupe from a few months ago, it killed quite a few people in numerous states. But the interesting thing about listeria is that it had never before been documented in cantaloupe. And I want to remind you that radiation affects viruses and bacteria also. They mutate very easily under these conditions. So we may be seeing a lot more of this type of stuff. And if your immune system is compromised from radiation also, you're going to be more susceptible to getting sick, which is why it's really important to protect your health right now. Get enough sleep, make sure that you're eating healthy, don't eat junk, and ask your doctor about taking supplements, some of the ones that I mentioned, and I'll mention them again in my upcoming video. So please share this information with the ones that you love, with your neighbors, with your kids. Have them do reports on this for school. Again, my page on Facebook, where I post articles and research that I come across every day. I've been posting some pictures of mutations that I'm finding in my area. Please take a look and share it around, and I will keep you up to date. Stay safe, everyone. Stay out of the rain.